What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are here for episode 14 of our Madden 25 Pink Slips franchise mode, where today we're going to be finishing the regular season of year number 3, better known as the 2013 regular season. We have the Cardinals, Texans, Chiefs, Chargers, and Chiefs. And I will say, because we usually only do 4, and this could be 5 games depending on how the schedule lines up. That week 18 against Kansas City, we're 11-1. That could kind of be our rest our starters, maybe just sim that one out and coast into the playoffs as a dominant team. But you never want to take those games lightly because an L is still an L and will result in us losing players. And I, at 11-1, do not want to lose any more players. From the last episode, we added, one of the more notable players for me personally, for most people personally, that you could possibly add. And that is Jason Kelce. After defeating the Philadelphia Eagles, we get 25-year-old superstar dev Jason Kelce, only 86 overall, but still sky's the limit at 25. He's not even entering his prime yet. In real life, at 25, Jason Kelce was like a bubble guy on the Eagles. We didn't know if he was even going to make the roster at 25, and then he went on to become an absolute legend for the Eagles. So the fact that we got him ahead of schedule really puts our offensive line together as undoubtedly like the best offensive line in the league. We had the best offense in the league. Oh, who else did we get last episode? Oh, just, this guy at wide receiver. We had Demaryius Thomas and DeAndre Hopkins already, and we were like, you know what? Let's beat up the Falcons a little bit. Let's go out here and get Julio freaking Jones. Again, another guy, technically, like, kind of before his prime. Defensively, our defense has been on point. Fletcher Cox and Von Miller are neck and neck with each other, trying to chase the not necessarily we're pushing the single season sack record, but the sack leader this season. It's 1 and 2, Fletcher Cox and Von Miller. I'd say the only thing that's been a little disappointing of our team as of late is our secondary, but it is probably the weakest unit of the team. We got Exciting White, Tom Nelson, and Vaccaro there at safety, Jackrabbit Jenkins, Jordan Poyer, and the Honey Badger at corner. Now, Honey Badger was our first-round pick last year in the draft. We decided, and we knew even last year at the draft time, that our secondary was kind of the concern, and it's kind of remained that. Anytime our games have been close, it's because our secondary just can't stop, we're not playing great quarterbacks, and our secondary still struggles. You will see low 70 overall quarterbacks throw for 3-4 touchdowns, and things get into a shootout. When really that shouldn't be the case. We should be shutting that down, but our defense only thrives when our pass rush gets home. There hasn't really been a game yet that it's been our secondary getting the dub and getting all the shine. So I'd love to see maybe that turn for the better as we close out the regular season. Our secondary gets hot. Our offense stays hot. We can run the football against anybody. We can do anything with this offensive line. We're 11-1. I don't want to lose another game. Not too often you get a breakout scenario off a bye week, but that's exactly what we got, a linebacker. I'm trying to think who's been playing well enough. I mean, our edge rushers have been killing it, but like Robert Quinn, it's Everett Brown. So like quite literally a guy that barely stiffs. That makes sense. Kind of just a random player getting a random dev trade off a bye week. I mean, sure, you can never have enough depth, and if we ever somehow get our ass kicked and someone wants to poach away a Robert Quinn, having someone like Everett Brown, if we can roll the dev trade for him, even though it's going to be tough because he's barely on the field to get those 2 TFLs, could work. You can never have enough depth. I also want to interject one little thing. We are 11-1, which sounds nuts in a way, right? Like we're playing against, you can't see the webcam, the Cardinals are 2-10, easiest game remaining on the schedule. But 11-1, you're like, holy, you guys are ready to win the Super Bowl. You guys are undoubtedly the best team in the NFL, right? Look at the standings. Kansas City's 11-1. Dallas is 10-2. The Chargers are 11. Like, we're not firmly the 1 seed. Like, we are looking at a wild card spot at this pace. So, as good as our 11-1 is, we are right there with 3. That's only this. Let's see here. Overall, there's got to be. I mean, I could see the AFC in this world not being the best, but like, look at this. 11-1, 11-1, 11-1, 10-2, 10-2, 10. I mean, I guess it's just top heavy on the our division, our conference. But damn, I mean, we got 2 games against Kansas City. I said we're gonna wrap things up week 18. Just sim the Chiefs. We got the Chiefs twice in the final 5 games here. You're gonna have to bring it. Okay. Dude, there's something going on. I'm gonna interject this. If you watch the last realistic rebuild that I did of the Falcons, final year, we go to the NFC Championship game against the Detroit Lions. And the game crashes right after overtime. We lose. Man, Detroit, they beat us 3 straight years. They lose, and the game just... It's very annoying, very frustrating. I don't know I don't know if it's my mod tools. And it happens, like, cutscenes, right? So, like, I lost that game. It went to overtime. We lost. And as soon as, like, the postseason cutscene of, like, the team running on the field, my game would just crash. So I felt like, you know what? Screw it. We're going to leave it in the video. Because Detroit beat us. They owned us. Then I get to replay them, and then we beat them pretty badly. Game didn't crash. I've had some crashes when when I make a draft pick. You know, you make the first round pick, and your guy walks across the stage. The game would crash. I've had crashes also when you walk out for a pregame. Like when your team runs out of the tunnel, it will just crash. Just not work. So, missed the first touchdown. Had some crashing. I don't know. I'm not technical enough. I've had crash issues before. I've actually had in previous years the same type of crash issue where it's the intro and or outro, the thing will crash. Sometimes it's good because sometimes it's off an L. Sometimes it's bad because it's off a win that I can't really replicate. Well, we had a crash. Let's put it that way. Crash. Didn't look good. So we missed the opening touchdown. I'll tell you right now. The opening drive touchdown for our Vegas Raiders was all runs. I did not throw the football once. It was 7 for 70-some yards. Justin Forsett finished off with a Cordell Patterson run. We have 2 sacks at this point is what we would have missed. And we're just belt to ass the Arizona Cardinals. I'm trying to remember what I've said that wasn't recording. Basically, we have Kansas City twice. So when you're going up against a 2-10 Arizona Cardinals team, this just has to be a win. There's not a lot of upgrades on this Cardinals team for us. There's not a lot of like, oh man, we're going to steal that play. Like there might be a couple veterans. You got Larry Fitzgerald still over there. But ultimately, this is a week that just don't lose. Don't go backwards. Don't have them, sneakily steal one of your guys. And so far, it's thoroughly been belt to ass. But just circle it all around. If anyone's watching this that is part of the mod community, why is my game crashing during, like, cutscenes? My player's running out at the end of the game in the draft. Is that just something... Like, I have someone suggest that maybe the order of my mods, like, it's like a queue of how I have, like, maybe something there's bugging it up. But I've never really had issues with this pink slip mod, like my Raiders pink slip mod, until the start of this. And it's kind of been my last couple off-season rebuilds. If anyone knows what's going on, help me out. All right, get ourselves a 3rd and 7 on the opening drive of the second half. We get the ball first, and I think a chance here to put an absolute dagger if we can go up 21-0. And, dude, it is just so nuts when it's like, oh, you got to catch that. It's so nuts when you just snap the ball. It's like, all right, do I go DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, or Demaryius Thomas? Who should I throw it to? It's a good stop by them. Oh, wow. There, Washington comes through, linebacker blitz. I mean, their defense is waking up. This has been annoying. Now we got Demaryius Thomas in the slot. That's where we want to try to get this. I mean, credit where credit's due, dude. They could not stop us in the first half, and they got 2 stands already in the second half. Dude. Come on, man. You can't get diced up by John Skelton. I think everyone got 1 sack right now. Robert Quinn has a sack. Fletcher Cox has a sack. Von Miller has a sack. And now... throw him again to the ground. Get in his goddamn face. Let's go. Now we got Jackrabbit Jenkins with a sack. But unfortunately, none of that is pick scoring. We got to get the 2. That's kind of been the problem with this defense. Sacks have been there, but not double-digit sacks. Not what we strive for as a defense. Look at our takeaways. Interceptions are pick scoring. We are 27th in the NFL as far as takeaways is concerned. Again, reiterate what I just said at the very beginning of the video. Our defense is not contributing at all to our pink slip scoring. And we're a good defense. Oh, no. That's not a PI. We might have just tackled him. That's not a PI. It's clean. And at 4th and 18, they got to go for it, I guess. Yeah, sure. They must have a money play here. Thanks for giving me the ball on the 27. Oh, let's go, dude. Speaking of upgrades, there'd be the upgrade. We'd have to get a 5-star, but Patrick Peterson is the guy. Our secondary concerns. I'd probably have to get rid of Honey Badger. I'd do it. But unfortunately, we are not getting a 5-star performance, only winning 14-0. Now, let's get Justin Forsett in here. Oh, Jesus Christ, come on, man. Like, this is where we have fun. We use Tim Tebow, right? But Tebow's not giving us any score. Like, we're chasing stars at this point. Late in the 4th. I mean, fuck it, man. We got to warm up the bus, dude. Give it to him. You want 1 yard. There's no one on our team that'll get us that 1 yard more than 15. Look, they didn't even. No one wants to tackle him. Now, I'm not going to say I sim the extra point. But our star score, we get an extra star if we win by 21. We are 20. Oh, no. That's going to cost us. I bet this is a 4-star, and because we missed an extra point and got 20 instead of 21. I don't know. We'll see. Good win. Could have been better, though. I guess, luckily, it did not matter whatsoever. We won the game by 14, which is 1.5 star. We won with allowing 0 points, a shutout, which is a 1-star. But when you look at the player stats, my strategy of just running the football, getting out of here with a win, did not pan out. As Tom Brady had 41 yards passing, 1 touchdown. No scoring there. We got a 168 for Forsett, which is worth a half-star. But we couldn't even stack the touchdowns. Obviously, nothing receiving. And then we just were so close yet so far defensively. Takes 2 sacks to get scoring. 1.5 sacks on Miller. 1.5 sacks for Robert Quinn. No picks. Only 1 gong. No PBU. So it ends up being a lackluster 3-star performance, which gives us a +6 upgrade. And we got nothing to do. This was the closest we got to any upgrade that would have been fun, is Crawford to Campbell, but we only had a 6. That gives us 80. We're a little bit short. Ziggy Ansah was another guy. Darrell Washington, 89 linebacker. You had Patrick Peterson, a 97 superstar. Like, those are the big gets to steal from the Cardinals roster. But unfortunately, we did not win by enough. So what I'm going to do, we only have 4 bank stars right now for the 2014 NFL draft. I'm going to bank all 3 stars from this win against Arizona to help that draft pool out a little bit. Now, as we go into our next matchup against the Houston Texans, we have a breakout scenario for Justin Forsett on the superstar dev. Probably the last thing we haven't done is get him up to an X factor. So we have a chance here. What do we got, Chucky? It just gave it to him? Okay. It just gave us an X factor. It didn't have to do anything. He just had 170 yards pretty much. Sick. Let's go. I haven't really messed around with the like the breakouts. I don't know. I haven't been the biggest fan of the breakout scenarios in this year's Madden. I've found them kind of glitchy. Like stuff like just weird things happen. Like remember 2-3 years ago, you would have like any breakout scenario, regardless if you hit it or not, would hit, and it just never got patched. I felt like that's happened a couple times this year, like when I featured it like in my rebuilds. I don't know. Like literally, it was just like, oh, first scenario. First time we've talked to Justin Forsett about a breakout. He's like, hey, I'm an X Factor now. Cool. Salute to you. Thanks, bud. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for coming to my office and letting me know. Okay, looking at this Texans roster, a little bit more of a challenge than what we've seen against the Cardinals. They got Arian Foster, Dwayne Brown, J.J. Watt would be a very fun potential. Okay, Brian Cushing. This dude I haven't heard in a minute. They got DeAndre Levy, and veteran Andre Johnson. But I'm an Andre Johnson stan. He'd be I don't love chasing veterans, but our team's so good right now, I don't think I necessarily need to think and worry about where this roster is going to be 3 years down the line. We need win now, guys. I love Andre Johnson. Mario Williams is there. You got Brandon Brooks. Went on to become an outstanding all-pro level talent for my Philadelphia Eagles on the O-line. You got a superstar there and Xavier Rhodes in the corner spot, which is where we have to address. Alshon's there. Okay, that's a good roster. And they're led by Matt Schaub, who, had somebody, like, if you look back in the history, Matt Schaub had some ridiculous seasons for the Houston Texans. So, should be a close game and a lot better, a lot more enticing potential upgrades than we had against the Arizona Cardinals. Let's make sure we go belt to ass here and get better than a 3-star performance. Okay. Look right now, look. Huck, dude. Stop crashing! Literally can't move. Just give me a sec. Maybe, just maybe. Let's go, Lawman. New X Factor. Right out the backfield. Look at the speed. All right, let's get a little bit of the pass going here. Boom, Demarius. There we go. 35 passing touchdowns on the season for Tom Brady. Oh, I don't think so. Arian Foster was due, but I don't know if he's shrugging off Von Miller in the backfield one-on-one type of dude. 3rd and 2. See if we can bend, not break. Hold him to a field goal attempt. Oh. Terrible play. And I like to do the retro uniforms. Kind of surprised Houston doesn't have a nice set of retros. Like the all reds are the kind of closest I could get. And even these weren't officially listed as a retro uniform. But a great job by the Vegas Raiders defense getting off the field there. Oh, that boom. Throw that on the run. The Marius Thomas. Good grab. These are timeouts. Take our time. Low and slow. Got another variation of a slants. Double slants. DeAndre Hopkins. This alternative universe against a team that did get him. Did not get him. Run it up. Lock in. We are getting put under pressure. We score. Houston not going away. In field goal range. Now they have no timeout, so we can get this stopped in bounds. Oh, like that! That is a sack. Why is the clock not rolling? No. Dude, don't crash. Okay, there we go. Okay. Improve. There we go. Weird. But at least weird in our favor. We'll just start, right? First play. Julio. Tom Brady, 40 yards passing last week. He doesn't want that happening again. 3rd and 3. Look at how wide open the middle of the field is there. Let's just go to our new X Factor. The Lawman. Let's go back to an oldie but goodie. So now this is a play that you like to go to Jordan Caron. If it does not, I bet you Julio Jones at B is going to be right there. Go a little bit behind Jordan Cameron, but that's superstar tight end right now. You need multiple guys to try to bring him down on the one. 3rd and 14 in field goal range, which means 4th down range. Let's take the... Oh, if we had Ty, dude. What's that field goal? I think we need to take that field goal. We take that field goal, that gives us, if we can hold on here, 56 yards. That's our winning by 21 points. But I don't know, man. I like to think we can make that. Oh, it's up. Fuck. 4th and inches. A stop here, fellas. All I'm asking for, defense. I'm not going to be greedy. I don't want pink scoring. Just get me a stop. Do not let Aaron Foster get there. Yes, Fletcher Cox. Let's go. Turnover on downs. Just over a minute to wrap this thing up with any scoring. Oh, we can go middle of the field. Let's go Jordan Cameron. That's enough. 47-yarder. Come on. Make this, and that's 1 star. This is a kick. The rare time a field goal could equal 1 star scoring. And Forbath won't miss from there. Let's go, baby. That's a nice win. I don't think it's going to be a gaudy number win. I don't think we're going to be flirting with, knocking the dust off the wheel spin. But professional win against a very talented Texans team on the road. So we take a look at the score. We won the game, and we won by 21, which gives us 2 stars right out the gate. But much like the last one against the Cardinals, man, not a staggering performance. We get 3 passing touchdowns from Tom Brady, which is worth a half star. With the 51 yards rushing and 76 yards receiving, Justin Forsett, our new X-Factor running back, goes over 100 yards, which gets us a half star. But that's it. No TFLs, no sacks, no picks. We allowed, unfortunately, 1 sack, so there's no scoring there. So it is a back-to-back 3-star performance plus 6 upgrade incoming. Because you just got an X-Factor, we got a follow-up from Justin Forsett. I thought he had a decent game, over 100 yards. But I guess no touchdowns. We'll still take 2,500 XP. For our upgrade, while we missed out on the J.J. Watson, Brian Cushings of the world, we still get at a huge... My only concern of this team right now is our secondary. We get a greasy, sleazy +0, setting the veteran Tramon Williams and getting the 80 superstar, 23-year-old Xavier Rhodes, which is awesome. I'm not going to say that I purposely cheese that. It's just that's a +0. You're never not going to take a +0. And then that means we only have to spend 1 of our 3 stars, flipping Buster Scrine, who's been here since the beginning, and flipping that to get the rookie Micah Hyde, 76 hidden dev out of... I mean, we got the Bills. We got Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer in the secondary. That's kind of cool. So we're only spending 1 of our 3 stars, getting 2 nice upgrades, very nice upgrades in the secondary, and we get to bank another 2 stars ahead of the 2014 NFL Draft. That's a good week. So what I'm going to do is we're going to keep Honey Badger on the outside. We're going to have Xavier Rhodes on the outside. And we're going to move Jackrabbit Jenkins into the nickel. But man, oh man. It's a lot of upside. Very high ceiling for our secondary, I'll say that. All right, man, this is a big-time matchup. Dude, I personally think they got Andrew Luck at quarterback. They're Mahomes. Mahomes, everyone knows Cheese Mahomes, Kansas City. That is... Just give me a second here. Fuck! See, when I skip all the pregame stuff, I gotta catch it. If I skip the pregame stuff, that's kind of like how I get to not have any crashes or bugs. So we get the ball to start. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. In this world, in this scenario, in this snow game, Andrew Luck is Mahomes. He is back locked in. Like, Mahomes just constantly, like, flirting with the sack record. That's Andrew Luck. That's awesome, right? That's just so fun to deal with twice a year. So fun to deal with in our own division. Just knowing that no matter how well we play, that is going on in the same world at the same time. Like, the greatest quarterback prospect of all time is playing and paired up with Andy Reid. So that's sick. So what I'm trying to say is we're going to need to score every time we have the ball offensively, I think. Which, I mean, I love our guys. I trust our guys to be able to do that. But when you're in a snow game, you get that RNG, get those slips, you get a little bit of everything. I just hope it's a two-way street. I hope that our offense gets a little knocked out of rhythm, and the same goes for their offense. I hate every time it feels like it's a snow game. I'm on the road, and I'm the team in the white jerseys. Now, I don't want to show my age. I think it's anybody. Unless you're, like, completely locked in with Ritalin. You got perfect laser vision. I don't love the contrast of, like, white on white. Let me have the red team. Let me have the bright team when the whole playing surface is bright white. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we need. We're going to bring the pain. They're going for a 4th down. Of course they're going for it on 4th down. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. Turnover. But also, my offense ain't doing shit. Come on, man. This is insane. I can't even see where the goal line is to get a safety. But literally, hey, it happens. Kind of lost my mind the last episode because we were undefeated. And that's just where, like, oh, none of your stats matter, actually. Surprise. No one on your all-star offensive line is going to block. Have fun dealing with that. And then also have fun not moving the football at all. But maybe this is the episode that, like, it corrects my complaints. My first complaint was our secondary is not very good. We just got huge upgrades. My other complaint is, like, when is the time our defense is going to win us a game? Maybe it's today. And here's what I will say. All credit to the Chiefs offensively. Got a lot of talent. Their defense, not nearly as good as their offense. I mean, they're making this game ugly, dude. Hard to get passes off. Line of scrimmage, not dominating by all of our superstars across the board. So credit where credit's due. I don't. Maybe the snow is affecting because, you know, we're pink slips, speed kills. And in the bad weather games, that's probably where, you know, if something's going to get nerfed, it's going to be your speed. It's going to be your agility. But, I mean, we're staring down the barrel of a scoreless first half, which our offense has been on point. But maybe that's just what we need. We need to treat this game realistically. And in a game like this, when you're in a snowstorm, what team can run the football the best? Man, it's been a minute since we had a Demaryius Thomas just win in a straight line. And sometimes when you have DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, we just got other options now. Before, our offense was just fine Demaryius Thomas down deep. And now when you have Julio Jones and DeAndre Hopkins, Jordan Cameron, superstar, Justin Forsett as a receiver to a lesser extent, you know, you don't have to force feed your guy. What a play. But, well, we can be dangerous. I'm going to try to be dangerous. Now, here's where we got to be smart. 3rd and 3, we have no timeouts left. I'm going to audible Cameron to the end zone. See if we get a favorable matchup there between the linebacker and safety. Oh, what's this going to be? I mean, it was incomplete anyway. Hold. Offside. Might play us out of field goal range. I don't hate this. I like Coach wanting to go. I'm not going to cower. I was going to kick the points, but if Coach wants to go for it, I can't audible to something more cowardly. And, no, dude. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Crash! Why won't the game crash now? Please crash! I'm going to watch this whole cutscene. Crash! That is unbelievable, dude. Dude, my speed got nerfed, dude. I got no... We're not winning the line of scrimmage enough just to say we're just going to run it like we did in the first game. Right? And then I have no speed here to get a step. They're just, I mean, they're playing smart. They're all just playing off. We're not getting pressed. Like, look at this shit. I can't run my fucking offense. Oh, finally got pressed. Casey scored. It's our turn. Equalize in the snow. One play. Just give me one play where my speed can be on display. Look, they just got the greatest. Dude, I fucking quit, dude. There's no way. It's Eric Berry. All right. He's good. Not talked about enough, not remembered enough for how damn good he was, but I mean, come on. Only guy on the field that can run full speed in the snow, I guess. Thought we'd at least be, you know, I mean, how much is it the snow, I guess? All things equal, is this the randomness of the snow game that is, you know, it's our time. We were bound to lose one where it's just a thorough belt to ass. And this is it. I mean, at this point, it's like, can we salvage so they're not stealing away one of our best players? Because you don't want a team, you don't want Mahomes 2.0 to be getting, you know, geared up, juiced up with one of our superstar talents. But literally, I can't do anything right. You know, just couldn't have thrown that better to the line. Like, of course, perfect timing. Of course, Eric Berry, only guy on the field that's just like, nah, -5 speed for everybody. But Eric Berry, he remains perfect. Plays center field like a goddamn Make-A-Wish. Just and like, oh, can't get there in time. When they get there, it's an effective throw that goes right to the linebacker. I get there in time. He finds a way to squeeze it into Eddie fucking Royal, dude. Oh, man. I mean, this is a snow game. You know, you can't have it both ways. I'd be bitching if things were perfect and the snow game didn't feel like a snow game. But, you know, on all Madden, all things equal, you're the one that's going to feel the RNG-ness. It's not going to be a, two-way street. I hope it's a 5-star, man. Maybe we'll wake our team up for the final 2 games of the regular season. All right, so they won the game, and they won by 21, which is 2 stars right off the rip. They got, luckily, the snow game affected both offenses, which is good. But when you look at the defense, they get a half-star for Justin Houston, getting 4 TFLs. They get a full star for Justin Houston, getting 4 sacks. They get 1 full star for the 2 total interceptions. And, oh no, did they have a defensive touchdown? They did. Here I was going to ultimately a 4.5 star. Nope. Give them the 5. Okay, the first time all season we had to bring up the loser wheel. So the options, very self-explanatory for the most part. Blue is dev trait lost, which, again, in all of these situations, I get to be a little bit of glutton for punishment. I get to act as if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs and I want to hurt my closest bitter divisional rival as bad as I possibly can. So blue is dev trait lost. Red 1 is drug test, and if that hits, that means we're going to probably look at our most athletic player and hit him with -2 to every single athletic attribute that he has. Yellow means emergency quarterback, which is for 1 episode, which means it would be the remainder of this episode, the final 2 games. We would have to probably go with like Tebow or something at quarterback. Now, that is why we did bring in Tebow in and move him to fullback. That kind of saves us a little bit if we do roll that 1. Green means that our first pick, if we roll that, come the 2014 NFL draft with all of our bank stars, our first round pick will have to be a bust. That you guys choose who we get. Now, I don't know what the ratings are going to be, but that's a little bit fun. And then obviously there is a 5% chance that if we roll that, we have to retire a player right away. Any player. Tom Brady, Justin Forsett, any of our wideouts, Von Miller, they will be gone. So without further ado, the very first spin on a loser wheel in Madden 25 pink slips. Let's go. We're going to do this at the end of the episode. That's what you guys are going to vote on. We're making the playoffs regardless. You guys retire. We get to pick, retire 1 player before our playoff run. Unfucking real! So for the plus 10, not a lot of options, to be honest, which is good for us. A lot of our unprotected top players. We're on the offensive line. So here's how they're going to spend. They're going to spend 6 of the 10 flipping 77 normal Ryan Lilja to get 83 superstar David DeCastro. So our immaculate, pristine offensive line takes a considerable hit here. And then we're going to lose our first round pick from last year's draft, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, 80 superstar. Both these guys are superstars. And we're going to get the veteran Brandon Carr for a +4. That was really the only way the Chiefs could spend all 10. Obviously, these guys here were starters for them, so they're getting gigantic upgrades at those positions. And obviously, more importantly, if you're the Chiefs and you look at this from a competitive standpoint, I'm at the mercy of you guys for losing one of our players out of the playoffs. I still can't believe that. First loser will we roll the thing that's 5% of a... What is our reward from coming off the worst loss of this series? Well, just move the little webcam here. The 14-1 Chargers. How many times are you 13-2 and you're the 5 seed, dude? All right. You got Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates. You got some dogs. There's a very believable 14-1 team. I mean, this is like the era of the Chargers. I remember they were first in offense, first in defense, missed the playoffs. Kind of a meme, but the talent is there. Vincent Jackson, the late great. Here we go. Julio Jones got a step. Tom Brady puts it where he needs to, and there we go. More of that. 3-11. Come on. 3-11. Get home, Vaughn. Get home, Bob Quinn. Bobbert. Here we go. Vaughn wins. And a... Yeah. Levante David in coverage. How did... I mean, Antonio Gates, I guess. Like, I don't love the way my team's playing, and then I know at the end of this, we're going to be down. You guys, I don't know who you're going to pick, but we're going to be down our probably at some either one of our 2 or 3 best players. I don't have a lot of confidence right now with this team that we're going to be able to beat like the S tier teams, especially in the conference. Well, let's try the other side. Maybe Von Miller gets the left tackle is what we need. Throws him to the side. There we go. Great defense. Bend, don't break. Gives us plenty of time for Tom Brady to go to work before halftime. 3rd and 9. D-Hop. I'm going to send Demarius deep. Got to watch, though. I think very similar to last week with Eric Berry kind of... Come on, D-Hop. You can overrun Derek Weddle. Let's go! Too many weapons. No snow this time. Slow my guys down. D-Hop, keep going. D-Hop close to 100 yards, so I want to target him, try to get some pink scoring. That's the good news about this. Get a nice win. There's a lot of talent on that Chargers roster to potentially poach. Boom. Easy. Same page, locked in, pink scoring, 2nd touchdown for Mr. Hopkins. Pink scoring, 3rd touchdown for Tom Brady, which I think that might have been 40 on the year. No way. No way. Where's the fucking spin move coming from? All right. We're 14-1 for a reason. Got him. Got him. That's going to be PI. Or roughing the passer. Don't matter. Free play. Boom. Drop bombs on him. 4th touchdown, Tom Brady. Penalty decline. No! Dude, I felt my controller vibe, but that's roughing the... Situation. Ooh, they're going to play off coverage. Maybe we look for Cameron over the middle. So we got any... My super... Just... Go for it. I'm raging. Crashing out, dude. I'm sick of it. Play to your ratings. Fuck, man. C4, where's the new episode of Pink Slips? I'm not rushing to play. This is... Oh, my God, dude. Fucking over it. Play your ratings. That's all I asked for. What's the point of having a goddamn... What's the point of having the joy of building a super team, you know, from the ground all the way up, and for them not to play good? They just suck. They play like shit. I don't want, you know, if Raisin... there's not a difference between the pinnacle and the bottom. Like my team played better. when we were everyone below 70. You know, those guys were more fucking reliable than the all-stars I have right now. That's unacceptable. I'm gonna go whole new field goal. Nice. They missed the field goal. Small win. Small win. How about this? How about this? How about I just go back to nickel and diamond? Maybe that's what I need to do. Get rid of the fun, explosive play and just go back to death by 1,000 cuts offense. Is that what we need? I'll go back to it. Third and 3. No more 4-down territory. I think we could take a little bit of a shot play. Hopefully it's not a sack. Love my offensive line just to not to leave one guy unblocked, which they do a decent job. And then you give us time, which they should almost every time give us time. Brady can go to work. Get another one here. Boom. There we go. And then, oh, see, again, felt like a late hit. Probably going to be a hold of some sort. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Roll the 5% option on the loser wheel. First loser wheel all time. Roll the worst option. And then on every turn, it's like, how can we make the most single frustrating experience? And that's what we're living. But luckily, I think the lawman just put this one away. And another thing, like, dude, love my defense is terrifying. I literally have two of the best and like just can't get out, like just get stonewalled. Like I heaven forbid, you know, my secondary getting turned on, like interceptions and stuff like that. You know, that's tough. My linebacker core is good, led by Levante David. But like in cases like this, where you're going against Antonio Gates, sure. But like, dude, there is no reason my pass rush should struggle as much as it does. We should be getting pink scoring on the defense for sacks every single time. And that was what, the second time I sipped on Phillip Rivers all day. But luckily, despite my negativity, we just took down the best team in the NFL, bounced back ahead in a little bit of momentum before we finish the regular season at home rematch revenge game against Kansas City. Let's go. So take a look at our scoring. We won the game, which is worth 1 star. Tom Brady with 3 passing touchdowns is worth a ½ star. We had DeAndre Hopkins getting both 100 yards receiving and 2 receiving touchdowns is a full star. Julio Jones over 100 yards is a ½ star. Yet again, for as talented as our defense is, they have left us 0 scoring, 0 contributions to the success of the team. So it is another 3-star performance plus 6 upgrade. Dude, just brutal win, dude. Like, again, it's our defense. They need to give us something because these plus 6 upgrades aren't enough. There's literally no combination. Literally wrote down all the positions in need, all the nice players the Chargers had. I am not within 6 of any of them. The only 6-point upgrade would be this one here that's only spending 5 of the 6 to flip Carr, the veteran, for Marcus Gilchrist. But then looking at my corners, like, all right, you got Jenkins, you got Xavier Rhodes, and it's like, well, Gilchrist is going to come in, but like, you know, thinking a little bit more long-term. Like Micah Hyde, 76 dev trait. He's going to be better long-term than Gilchrist. Poyer has the dev trait. Like, just bank it. I'm going to bank these stars for the draft. There's no good upgrades, and I think our offense is playing well. Like, defense giving 0, dude. Brutal. We've been able to bank 8 stars in this episode for the draft, where we were already very light in that department. So, you know, that's good. There's a positive there. We'll appreciate that in the offseason. Now it's time to finish out the regular season. 14-2. Luckily, the Chiefs slipped up again. So with that win over the Chargers, we have retaken over the 1 seed. And if we can get our get back here, revenge against the Chiefs, we will secure that. Very important, especially with how competitive this conference is. First round bye. And however you guys decide who retires, we're going to need any and all advantages we can get. Now, the inverse is if we lose to the Chiefs again, that's not going to be cool. All right, over to drive for Kansas City is, you know, what you'd expect. An offense that has Andrew Luck and Jamal Charles. And that is my least favorite play. And I hate being like, you know, removed from the immersion of just, I'm calling the game and be like, well, let's pull back and talk about the difficulty. But the amount of times, like that one pass, where it's like, oh, it's a collision at the point of catch, and they catch it every time, and I drop it every time, is the most infuriating thing. Let's, again, just balance. If I get there and it's a big hit, and I got talent, it's not like I'm a scrub team anymore. If I'm laying the lumber, for the most part, it's a guy that's has dev trait, it's a guy that has some upside, right? Maybe let them drop every now and again. They catch it every time, dude. It's unbelievable, but you know it's not. You know, Bob Quinn saying, all right, that's enough. Drive stops here. You're stalling out. There's no snow here today. I'm methodical right now. Not gonna lie. But, you know, there's the pro and con of trying to just dump it on them. You know, just bring the absolute heat and score quickly. Is that you can make the argument in a game like this, you know, keeping them off the field is also paramount in winning. Like, if this turns into a shoot, they want to turn into a shootout because I got Andrew Luck and Andy Reid. See if the lawman can get in here. And he does, untouched. Good start. Good response. Oh, got him right there. Ooh, D-hop. I mean, maybe that's what you gotta get back to. The crossers, the drags. You know, we just can't hit the shot plays at the clip that we were hitting them previously. D-hop on the slant. Oh, quickly. Beautiful. And I think this is a situation here with one, you know, we want to get this in with just 4 sets. Second rushing touchdown, that'll give us some pink scoring. And then maybe we just kind of focus on air raid, running it as much as we old school OG bombs attack second half, trying to get some scoring for Tom Brady and the receivers. But 4th set is in. Let's go. Half star banked. How about that right there? That's how we do it. Bombs away, baby. First play, second half. Ain't no saving them now. Dude, like how... Point blank period. My offensive line, when it was a bunch of 70s, had more blocking consistency than my offensive line with 3 of the 5 being superstar devs. Right? Linebackers, guess right. But when it's the backside of a screen pass, that gives you no time to even like throw it in the dirt. It's unbelievable. And here we go. We got a second half. We got a game. How about that? How about that? How about the lawman? Huh? How about that? And with that, there's another half star. Rushing, receiving yards combined. That got to put him over 100. At least our offense showed up to play today. When our offensive line gives us a chance, gives us a steamboat. But it's a track meet. This is why I said it's going to happen. If we score fast, it's kind of anti-strategy because it's just going to give Kansas City more opportunities to kind of do the same thing. And they're really good. Right in our red zone. Defense, 0 pink slip scoring again. Maybe we can get a second sack for Robert Quinn would be huge. Oh, good play. You can't believe he's throwing a tan. He's looking like me when my O-line doesn't block. Lay it on your back like a turtle. Screaming. And, yeah, there's that play where it's, you know, that huge hit at the point of contact. They always bring it in. It's Johnny Knox, too, known for his hands and not being just a one-trick speed guy for the Bears. You know, I run that play a lot, so it's bound to get jumped. Oh, my God. All right. I mean, hey, we're not really that much further behind. If we get a stop here, we're still winning. Oh, man. Well, there you go. Hell of a year by Tom Brady. 43 touchdowns. Need to get one more here today for pink scoring. We're going to try. I'm going 4th down. We're all or nothing. So, Run it here, see if we can get it. Keep the clock going. If not, of course, if not, we're going to go for it. Mountain snag under has been a very good play for us. Again, we've talked about it. And usually in the red zone for Cameron and or Julio Jones at the sticks. Now here's hoping we have a chance to throw this. And it's not just... Oh! Let's go, D-Hop. Need a touchdown here. Brady's 8 yards shy of pink scoring and 1 touchdown shy of pink scoring. So a touchdown here through the air is going to be 1 full star. So we, you know, even though coach is saying just run it, this has to be a pass. Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's not a gimme field goal, but we just probably choked it there, and it's gonna. I mean, there's gonna be time. That's the only man I need it right now. I'm gonna be honest. My juice for this series, all-time low. How you get that right back is your classic, like Demaryius Thomas, just bomb, go win it. You know, You've given me pretty much every frustrating gameplay experience I could possibly get. Roll the wheel to have a retirement. Right? How do we fix where we're at? And it's, you know, an all reliable is what we need. Do we get anyone press? We got double press. This could not line up anybody. There's no safety deep. Now here's what's gonna happen. No, let's be positive. We're not going to get someone insta-shed blocked, sack Tom Brady. This is what we need. Give them 5 more yards, doesn't matter. Now, actually, if they switch defensive looks and it's a man, I'm going to be pretty upset, but I had to stress the point. Look, there we go. It's still what we want look-wise. Tom Brady regressed, right? I think we lost, like, some of the deep ball ability. And there's another loss, because of course there is. So, it's really, you know, we went for pink scoring, because that's what you do in this series. You don't go logical. You don't play it safe. The fact that we had an extra star up for grabs if Tom Brady threw a passing touchdown. And William Gay, second pick, is what it is, dude. Whatever. So, take a look at the score. The Chiefs won the game, which is worth 1 star. However, I mean, luckily for us, not an impressive game by them by any means. They get a half star for Brian Quick going over 100 yards, a half star for Johnny Knox getting 2 receiving touchdowns. And on the defensive side, they get 1 full star for the 2 picks from William Gay. Ends up being a 3-star performance plus 6. And just what a delightful way to end the episode with the plus 6. Of course, I get plus 6s. I can't really upgrade anybody. We lose a plus 6. We have the Chiefs sending us Eddie Royal for DeAndre Hopkins and Khalif Barnes for our superstar tackle. Who hasn't played like it. You know what? And that's kind of like why I'm not super emotional, super upset with this outgoing players. It's because, I mean, DeAndre Hopkins has been pretty good. But a lot of these, like, they're not, my team's not playing up to the level, right? Like, no one that I've lost, right? We lost, who did we lose in the last one? We lost Honey Badger, right? That was, you know, annoying. But we lost Honey Badger, and it's just like, did you see him getting a lot of picks? Did you see the Honey Badger getting a lot of forced fumbles? So it's like we're losing really big name players. We're losing guys from taking a step back, looking at the roster. Man, that guy's a great player. What a get. Like, they're just not showing up anytime we're playing. So we have lots of depth at wide receiver. So I think it's survivable, and for whatever it's worth, Eddie Royal is pink slippy, 95 speed, 97 acceleration, so it could be You know, could be a lot worse. And we had overkill at wide receiver. We still have Julio Jones and Demaryius Thomas, unless one of those ends up being the guys you guys want to see retire. And Terran Armstead was literally the guy I was ripping on all the time for never holding up on a block. So it's, I don't know, is it really the end of the world? No, but I'm very annoyed because what this means is that the Kansas City Chiefs, who's going to be a big contender for us to try to get through to win a Super Bowl this year, just got better. And you know sure as shit that Hopkins and Armstead are going to play 10 times better for the Chiefs than they did for us. And our opponent of the first round of the playoffs is locked in. It's the 12-5 Dallas Cowboys. You know, hey, let's do it. Not worried. I think a great way to end this episode on a high note, not all doom and gloom, is let's look at our stats. Let's see what our players were able to achieve this season. Who did what? Tom Brady, 4,100 yards, 43 touchdowns to 17 picks. Interceptions are up. I do think, you know, the regression that he was at 96 last season, then just because obviously he's turning 36. We lost 3 points overall. I think that definitely affected his deep ball, even though like I don't think his throw power took too much of a hit. Like, there's just too many times where it was, you know, last year, we get that step, he's leading the receiver, and they're taking off. And then this year, it's like, if we hit those deep balls, our receivers have to, like, jump, get off their feet, and they can't continue the end zone. So, that kind of sucked. But overall, for a 36-year-old quarterback, you're never going to complain with those type of numbers. We had almost 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns from the lawman, Justin Forsett, who was as good as ever and got that random X factor. So, that's, you know, again, overly, I will probably say, while I'm editing this, it's like, wow, that was a kind of negative, frustrating, rage-inducing episode. But we also just got like a free X Factor for Justin Forsett, so it's not terrible at the end of the day. Over 1,000 yards for Demaryius Thomas. Julio Jones, I mean, a lot of these guys have kind of split time between different teams. 600 yards, 9 touchdowns from Jordan Cameron. He was really good for us. Defensively, Levante David, 89 tackles, 12 TFLs. We get 21 sacks on, 17 TFLs for Von Miller, 18 TFLs, 17.5 sacks for Fletcher Cox. Only 4 for Robert Quinn. He was pretty damn disappointing, I think, all things considered. And then our secondary. So we didn't get, you know, those aren't ours. Levante David with 1 pick. Nelson with 1. Like, we had 3 interceptions all season. Not good. Not acceptable. For the awards, Tom Brady threw too many picks to be included on the short list here. John Gruden, 3rd place in Coach of the Year voting. We have Von Miller winning Defensive Player of the Year. Fletcher Cox, runner-up. You know, those guys a little inconsistent, but when they were good, they were on fire and unstoppable, which is great. If we could just up that consistency a little bit, that would have been cool. DeAndre Hopkins, who spent most of the season with us, was runner-up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. We have, we're probably not going to have much. J.C. Trav, of course, yeah, that makes sense. Backup lineman that has to sniff the field. Gets lineman of the year. Fletcher Cox, D lineman of the year. Von Miller, linebacker of the year. Cool. Love that. So with that being said, fellas, that is going to wrap up the regular season of year 3 of Pink Slips. Next episode will be the entirety of our playoff run, but we need to address the elephant in the room and what you guys are going to be voting on in the video comments below. One player on this team has to be retired. I think it's your guys' court. You can do whatever. If you want to retire Tom Brady and make me have to go with Tebow Mania or someone else at quarterback, so be it. Do you not want to go Tom Brady because he might just retire naturally this offseason and you want to make a double whammy? There's also logic in the fact of, like, you're retiring the player. Like, do you want Julio Jones to not exist in the NFL anymore? Like, they're not going into free agency. I'm eliminating them. Do you want to get rid of your fan favorites? Like, there's emotions that are tied here. Because, like, it makes sense. They're like, yeah, man, Forsett, the run game's on point. But, like, also, we've loved Justin Forsett since the very beginning. So there's, you know, some of those pink slip legends, some of these guys this year that have been iconic for this series. Do you really want to retire them? Do you want to do them dirty like that? It's 100% up to you. You could literally say, C4, you've gone through enough. We're going to retire Allen Barbre. Or if you want to up the challenge, you know, Demaryius Thomas, Justin Forsett, Tom Brady, Julio Jones, Trent Williams, Jordan Cameron. On the defensive side, you want to piss me off? Hey, retire Fletcher Cox, who we drafted because he's an Eagle. You know? Von Miller, unstoppable. Let's get rid of Von Miller. Kind of a bad guy out the field, seems like. It's up to you. Whatever the most upvoted is in the comments is how we're going to start the next episode. It's how we're going to start our playoff journey. Show mercy. Please. Show mercy. That's all I can say. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Vote in the comment section below. What an episode. Peace out. Love you. Have a good one.